Okay, we'll just go for a bit of a wander here, have a look at some of the other cars and bits and pieces. This is a Ford Falcon XD ESP. This is kind of like the 1980s version of a Falcon GT, another of the big Aussie cars. Super rare now, these are as well. A race car sitting in the corner there. This is not a genuine Bugatti, it's a replica. It was actually built as a replica by a friend of Ron Roycroft. Ron Roycroft raced a Bugatti in New Zealand in the 1950s, originally with the inline 8-cylinder engine, but he replaced the Bugatti engine with a Jaguar 6-cylinder with a D-type head on it. And the car is still in the Roycroft family now, to this day. This car here was built by a friend of Ron Roycroft's, I believe, and he used the original Roycroft Bugatti to take measurements and build this thing. It's quite impressive too. Just checking out up on the wall here, check out these signs. Original enamel signs. Man, this is cool. Old pumps. Fuel pumps, these things are really neat. This one up here. Wow. Some old bikes here, choppers, dragsters. Wow, this takes me back to my childhood. These are cool. Just swinging around here. This is a Ford Cortina GT. This thing's really cool. I'll just take you around some of the memorabilia he's got around the Willys as well. Over here, a couple of these Kawasaki motorbikes. The one on the left was originally raced by New Zealand motorcycle champion Roger Freeth before he got into car racing. Race suit there, original Graham McRae race suit. Okay, here's something for the Kiwi and the Aussie muscle car history nuts. This is a genuine 1972 Holden Torana GTR XU1. These cars, well, for anyone outside of Australia and New Zealand, these cars were built specifically for racing and specifically for the Bathurst endurance race held every year. And they were basically a factory hot rod. They had an inline 6-cylinder engine and they were quick and they were hugely successful as well. But this car is quite unique in that it was sold here in New Zealand brand new, and then when it was about 3 months old, it went back to the dealership from which it was originally purchased. And the owner had the dealership pluck the 6-cylinder motor out and they put in a 308 cubic inch Holden V8, and apparently a 9-inch diff went into the back of it as well. So Holden in 1972 were actually planning on building a car called the XU2, which was essentially this car. It didn't have a 6-cylinder, it had a 308 V8. It was designed to be small and light and powerful, and specifically to win the 1972 Bathurst endurance race. Because of a whole lot of scaremongering among the media in Australia at that time, Holden quickly scuppered plans to build the XU2. But cars like this, this is what the XU2 could have been. This is a really amazing piece, and the fact that it went back to the dealership and had the 308 installed makes it incredibly rare and possibly a one of one. I'm not sure. Alrighty, take a look at this stuff here. Check this out. Original Raymond Mays cylinder head. Wow, that thing is cool. And then over here we've got a Lotus Twin-Cam engine. And then on the wall, some tartan bell bottoms, beautiful. Over here we've got a Ford Consul Capri. These are super rare cars as well. And this has been a race car in New Zealand for, I think, since about the 1980s. Quite a neat old thing. The roll cage is pretty rudimentary. Over here in the corner we've got a Isuzu Gemini. This car was raced by Wayne Huxford at the Wellington Street Race in the Benson and Hedges series as well. Up here we've got an original Prince Skyline. Over here is a Datsun 1200. Man, these cars are just buried. There's cars everywhere. This is an original Datsun 1200 Triple S. Now these were a bit of a New Zealand special. A sort of a collaboration between Datsun racer Dennis Marwood and Datsun New Zealand, and designed specifically to compete in the Castrol GTX production car series, and I think also the B&H 500 endurance race as well. And speaking of which, there's an original Fiat 125. There are about 80 of these cars built. There's supposed to be 200 built to qualify them for the Benson and Hedges 500 endurance race, which we used to have each year here during the 1960s and 70s in New Zealand. They're all painted yellow, and they had a number of upgrades over the regular Fiat 125, and they would, like I say, they were designed specifically to compete at the B&H 500. Let's check this place out. This is awesome. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tour.